Jai Sitaram. Ayodhya Ch, chapter 12. In this chapter, we are seeing the extreme reaction of King Dasaratha when Kaikeyi announces her two boons. In the previous section, we saw how King Dasaratha starts his conversation. He starts by calling Kaikeyi four different names. One is Nrishamse, that means a cruel one. Dushta Charini, that means the one with the wicked conduct. Then Kulasyasya Vinashini, the one who is the destroyer of the lineage. And then Pape, the sinful one. He asks her what mistake Rama or he has conducted against Kaikeyi. He says that Rama has always treated Kaikeyi with so much of love as if she were his own mother. And to him, she has proven to be very treacherous. And Dasaratha has very lovingly brought her to his home, and she turned out to be a fiery, poisonous snake. And Rama is a person whom everyone extols for his wonderful qualities. And that very Rama she wants to send off into the forest as a dreadful punishment for something that he has not even committed. Dasaratha can willingly forego his immense wealth and Kaushalya and Sumitra and everything, but he cannot forego his beloved son Rama. Verse 12. Para bhavati me pritir drishtva tanayam agrajam apashya me ramam nashta bhavati chetana. The more I feast my eyes upon his fair face and godly beauty, the more my senses reel with exquisite joy. I cannot dream of being away from him for a moment and live. So now we see King Dasaratha talk about the necessity of Rama in his life. He says that his life is tied to Rama. As long as King Dasaratha is able to see Rama, he is going to live. And the moment Rama goes away from his sight, he is going to die. So this is the first indication. Para bhavatir me pritir. That means the extreme delight is his when he sees Rama. Rama means the reservoir of all happiness. So, para bhavati, there is no one who can give us more joy than Lord Rama. So when does Dasaratha gain a lot of happiness? Drishtva tanayam agrajam. The eldest of my sons. When I see Rama, specifically Rama, the eldest of my sons, then para bhavati me pritir. The happiness knows no bounds. Apashyatastu me ramam nashta bhavati chetana. So apashyatu, if I cannot see him, nashta bhavati chetana, I will lose my very consciousness. So happiness and sadness mean just one thing. As long as Dasaratha continues to see Rama, he is very happy. And the moment he loses sight of Rama, he is very unhappy. This is a very important statement because this particular sentiment is reflected throughout Valmiki Ramayana. The bhaktas are happy when they get to serve Lord Rama, and the bhaktas are very sad when they cannot serve him at all. And in the next verse, he proves how dependent he is on Lord Rama. Verse 13. Tishtaloko vina suryam sasyam va shalilam vina nato ramam vina dehe tishtetu mama jivitam. The worlds may yet roll on sunless, corn may yet grow to golden fruition, unblessed by water, but Dasaratha lives not without Rama, be he far or near. It is inconceivable to think about the world running without sun. It is not really possible. And yet, maybe a person might argue during the nighttime, yes, the world does continue without the sun, but then the sun is always available. We know that the sun is going to come out the next day. And as far as water is concerned, crops cannot really grow without water, but maybe there are few plants that can grow, maybe in the desert. So maybe that might also be possible. However, without Rama, Dasaratha cannot live. And Dasaratha proves this statement. Even though it is inconceivable for us to imagine a world without the sun, even though it is inconceivable for us to imagine crops growing without water, it is even more impossible for us to imagine the life of Dasaratha without Rama. This is how dependent he is on Rama. Just as how the world cannot survive without the sun, or the crops cannot survive without water, similarly, Dasaratha cannot survive without Rama. Rama is essential. He calls him his life. In the later chapters of Ayodhya Kand, Dasaratha calls Rama his very life, because without Rama he cannot exist. He needs Rama the way a person needs air to breathe. He's totally dependent on Rama. And now, having said how much Rama means to him, Dasaratha pleads with Kaikeyi to rescind her two boons. Verse 14. Tadalam tyajatamesha nischaya papa nischye apite charanau murdha sprasham yesha prasidame. It is plain that you have staked your life on this sinful venture. Enough. Stay your hand ere it is too late. Free yourself from the loathsome coils of this obstinacy. Look here, I entreated with my head upon your feet. Have I not humbled myself enough? Have pity now at least. Abandon your fell purpose. I wonder how you had the heart to ploy this dreadful iniquity. So let us go back to the very first thing that King Dasaratha said. What mistake has Rama or Dasaratha himself have ever committed against Kaikeyi? Then he points out how Rama is very loving towards Kaikeyi, and yet she has reciprocated in this vile way. And then he has mentioned how Dasaratha himself has brought Kaikeyi into his family and she behaved like a poisonous serpent. And then he talks about the greatness of Rama's glories and all that stuff. And then he says how much Dasaratha means to Rama by using the term Pitravatsalam. And now he is talking about how much Rama means to Dasaratha. That is, that he cannot live without seeing his face. He cannot survive just as how the world cannot survive without the sun and the crops cannot survive without water. And now he's saying, at least for my sake, please rescind your two boons. At least for the love that I have shown you, rescind the two boons. And it is also very important for us to learn that Kaikeyi was very young. Dasaratha was around 60,000 years old at this time. And Kaikeyi was very young. And yet, Dasaratha is willing to abase himself. He is willing to put his head on her feet just so that Rama doesn't have to go off into the forest. So, Dasaratha is teaching us that this is a sign of a great devotee. It doesn't matter about our respect, our prestige. all we should worry about is if the Lord is comfortable. He calls Kaikeyi as a Papa Nishchaye. Oh, you have resolved to walk in the path of sin. You have resolved to do that. And he says, Apite charana murtna. I am willing to keep my head at your feet. Charana means feet. Murtna means the head. I'm willing to keep my head at your feet. And praseeda me, be gracious towards me. Why? Because I cannot live without Rama. And throughout this pastime, till Rama goes off into the forest, Dasaratha continues to prove that he would do anything to make Rama stay back in Ayodhya, or to at least make Rama's life very comfortable in the forest. He continues to do that. And this is one particular example wherein he is willing to shrink to the lowest level. He, the greatest of emperors, he who can call multiple kings to assemble in his court for one single day. He who is so great that when he conducts one yajna, he can distribute this entire world to the priests. He who is so opulent that he is so well beloved by all of the people in his kingdom. He who is so revered by even the celestials that they ask him for help when fighting against the Asuras. He who is such a valiant king, such a great emperor, that particular Dasaratha is now appealing to his young wife by saying, I am willing to fall at your feet. I'm placing my head at your feet. Just make sure that Rama gets to stay back in Ayodhya. Do not be this cruel to Rama. This is the recurring theme. And we need to understand that these great bhaktas like King Dasaratha are always here to teach us what is the way in which we get to love the Lord. Dasaratha is the epitome of Vatsalya Bhava in Valmiki Ramayana, and we do not get to see this level, this depth of affection towards the Lord in any other parental figures, whether it's the mothers or whether it's the gurus. We do not get to see this level of parental love for Lord Rama as we see in King Dasaratha. Later on, we are going to see how Kaushalya reacts to this news, and we are going to see a very huge contrast between the attitudes of King Dasaratha and the attitude of Mother Kaushalya. But over here, we get to see that he first starts off with questioning what Rama could ever do wrong. And he praises the virtues of Rama. Not just him, but the entire world praises that virtue. And then he says how dependent he is on Rama to survive. And he doesn't care about his dignity or his pride or his ego. All he wants to know is that Rama is safe and sound and comfortable. And for that, he is willing to even place his head on the feet of his young wife, who is exceptionally sinful. He has already called her as Nishramse, as Pape, as Kulasyasya, Vinashini, and Papa Nishchaye. He has called her as all of those things. And yet he is willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that Rama is safe and comfortable. This is Dasaratha's only goal. And he says, Praseeda me, please be gracious towards me. Please be favorable towards me. I'm asking you, please be favorable towards me. So the background is that Dasaratha has conferred so many favors upon Kaikeyi, as we will see in the later verses of the same chapter. He's conferred so many gestures of affection, tokens of love, and all that on Kaikeyi. And now Dasaratha is pleading, he's begging Kaikeyi to show some mercy towards him, so that Rama gets to be comfortable. Let us continue with this heightened elevation of consciousness of Vatsalya Bhava from the great Bhakta King Dasaratha in the next sections as well. Jai Sitaram.